Tuesday, the 5th of March. Hello, Duncan.
Hurrah.
It's I've got here episode 25 of the Cobham pod.
Correct.
Gee whiz.
I got told off by the podfather for saying 19 when we should have been counting the Surrey pods.
Fine.
So 25 that's it.
Yeah.
Quarter of a century. Are we going to get a letter from the king when we get to 100?
Probably. Well, it's only fair.
Yeah, well, 5,000 downloads.
5,000 downloads. That's mental, isn't it?
5,000, maybe not necessarily 5,000 different people, but 5,000 people have had to listen to this.
God bless him.
Yes.
No Blissy today. Blissy's going to dial in. I think he's somewhere in London having a bit of dinner. And
his favourite food is owl ice cream.
It is, yeah, scrambled snake. And we've got Pete, who is down in Devon doing some family stuff. Hello, Pete. Hello, Pete's team.
Hey, Pete. Hope it's going well down there.
But can we just jump straight in it? Because we're sitting in Sneedy's Annex and we're all very excited about what's going to come this weekend. A major event in the Cobham rugby and London Irish rugby calendar.
Yes.
We've got Big Kieran's memorial match on Saturday 9th.
Looking forward to it. It's always a great event to attend. It's the third one. That's building up.
Yeah, big Kieran. Can I tell a quick story about Kieran? I visited Cobham Rugby Club after meeting a guy in Downside Sports and Social Club, which used to be £2.50 a pint, and he said, "Hey, get yourself up to the rugby club, it'll be great." So I turned up at Touch Rugby on a Wednesday, and Kieran and I had been chatting throughout the game on different sides of the divide about the rules and stuff that Kieran was making up, and it was a bit of this and a bit of that and Effie Jeffy and blah blah blah. And at the end of it, he said at full time, he went, "Right, you Scottish P star. Let's into the bar and have a beer." And that was it. That was me now officially a member of Cobham Rugby Club. I'll never forget how he just pulled people together in one direction.
I remember the first time I went down to Wednesday Touch, and Kieran just slagged off Carl non-stop the whole night. I was sold at that point. He's
for those that don't know, Kieran Notter, some boy, larger than life, and his mark is all over the club. I think he was one of the drivers behind the mini section from.
Yeah, he was Mini's chairman.
Yeah, and he left us far too soon. And so Saturday the 9th, 2:30 kick-off.
1 o'clock?
I think it's 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's going to get there for 1.
Yeah, get there for 1.
Have a couple of beers and warm up. And I can look at the team sheet already. There's a good 30 odd of us down to play, and we are delighted to host our good pals from down the road, London Irish, to play and to just embody Kieran's life and spirit in a bloody good game of rugby, a few jars, and then watch England take Ireland to the cleaners, leaving it wide open for Scotland to finish them off in the last game of the Six Nations. We've got the bars open at 1, the barbecue hut's open all afternoon, 2:30 kick-off in front of the clubhouse.
Guest brewery?
Yeah, so talk us through it.
I think you've got the notes.
So it's prime time, right? Prime time are coming up. I'm going to bring some beers with them. We're going to have some speeches. We've got the Notter Cup Award, and then straight into big screen rugby. In fact, did you know this, Duncan? We've actually got some guests.
We do
today.
Where are they?
I think they're dialed in from various places around the world. We've got Mark Tanner. Hello, Mark again, friend of the pod. Yeah. Good to see you.
Hey, Mark.
Guys, how you doing? Nice to see you again, guys.
Oh, welcome back.
So Mark is the skipper of London Irish Vets. Mate, how you boys doing so far this year?
Yeah, not too bad. Don't want to give too much away too soon, but we're doing all right. I mean, Vets rugby. 1 week you're really strong, next week we're really weak. So we're holding on in there, which is a good thing for Vets rugby for the club.
Brilliant. And we've got Craig as well. Craig, one of Kieran's closest pals, who you're going to skipper the team on Saturday. How you doing, pal?
I'm awesome, as always. Thank you very much.
Well,
in my opinion,
yes, we know you're awesome, but how are you doing?
We know that.
No, really good. No, I'm really having a good week so far. having a good week so far. Looking forward to the biggest game of the Vets calendar this week.
Craig, talk us through, Craig, what the game means for you. And since you're so close to the entire Notter family, talk about what it means for everyone involved.
Well, I mean, Kieran's. You probably know that Kieran, he wore a shamrock tattoo because he was very Irish, and so the whole family. Though they're from Feltham, he should probably be playing for Surrey.
Yeah, the county Feltham.
There are so many. There are so many in the Notter gene pool. A good number of them have played in the green of London Irish over the years. So having the London Irish boys to come and play on the big day of the Memorial Game is quite an important touch, and I'm ever so grateful that the boys from north of the water come over every year and give us a really good game on the big game day.
Definitely. It's not just the Notters that have played you. You've also had a run out for us in the green jersey, if I remember rightly, last season.
I loved it. I was very early for quite a while afterwards, but I had a bruise. I went from the front to the back, and I only just got well in time for the Jamaica tour.
yeah. I remember you playing well. You had a good game, so yeah, I think you scored as well, if I remember rightly.
I don't know. By the time I get to the end of a game, Mark, at my age, I can't remember what happened during it.
And then you get man of the match.
And all I can remember is that
that definitely didn't happen.
That's about as far back as the memory goes.
But yeah, no, I mean, if I can jump in there, guys, I mean, this is a very important, I mean, like Craig said, this is a very important date in the calendar for us. I think it is our third year running of doing this as well, if I remember rightly. It's one of our fixture secretary, it's one of the ones where he puts on the calendar and makes sure that there's no fixtures anywhere near it to make sure we try and get as many players out as possible. We have got a few away, and I thought we'd have a few more than what we've actually got, but we're still working on it. And I know Craig's kindly offered to lend us some players, and now I know you've got 30. I feel a bit more rest assured. But it is we have a very good long-standing relationship with you guys at your club, and so if we can be part of this big day, it's a very special event for us, and it means as much to us as it does to you guys.
And then if you are coming to support, Craig, what colour should people wear when they come to support us on Saturday?
Well, if you're a Cobham player, you've got to wear the colours of Cobham and a pink shirt. A pink shirt is best if you've got one. If you haven't got a pink shirt, a pink hat is the minimum standard. If you're supporting the Irish boys, they should by all means come in their greens. So we can see a mix on the sidelines.
We'll definitely be coming in green. We've actually managed to get a kit off the Wild Geese now, so we're actually all matching rather than having some pro shirts, some amateur shirts, some old shirts. So we don't look as much of a rabble as we have done over the past years. But we'll definitely be in the green, and we'll be supporting the day fully. We won't just be there for the rugby. We'll be there for the beers after. Where all the plan is to stay around and watch the England-Ireland game. It's going to be a big event and a big day for us all, for your club and for our club as well.
Mark, I'm very sorry, but I got England in the sweepstakes, so I have to begrudgingly support them. Go England.
There is a bit of as you can imagine, it is London Irish. There is a bit of a divide between England and Ireland. There is as many England fans as there is Ireland, which makes it all the more fun when we'll all be together watching a game. So yes, it's definitely a good it's good international to have on following what's going to be a great game of rugby, hopefully for us both Vets teams.
Great. And Craig, for you, so if there's families listening to this with kids and stuff, give us a sense of the occasion on Saturday. Usually there's 50, 100, 200 folk there. Give me a sense of what people should do, how much fun it's going to be, and maybe stay away from the quality of the rugby.
Well, if I just go back to to the events of 3 years ago quickly. On the Wednesday night after Kieran's passing, we all turned up to the club in our pink hats, and as I turned the corner, I think there was maybe 400 or 500 people of all different age groups, parents, players, minis, youths, and I think it was because of Kieran's far-reaching, non-stop personality at the club ever since when he first arrived. He did actually try to go and join Cobham Rugby Club, but missed the H in his sat-nav, which is lucky for us because he came to us and became the minis chairman, head coach of the minis, and all through the whole time. He's been a friend to everybody in every age group, as long as you're the kind of person who's willing to stand in a bar and buy a drink. So, he knows people from all different age groups. The club, obviously, we've got the number 5 on the ceiling, his old his shirt number. We've got the pink flamingos at the back of the bar, which were beer trophies brought back from a tour by Kieran. And I think, everybody at the club who plays knows the name and gives him and the family serious respect whenever his name comes up. And I think there's going to be, hopefully, supporters all around the pitch, all there to enjoy, the festivities of the day and remember the man he was before he went.
Yeah, Craig. I'd say the more kids are there, the more kids are there. If any kids are going, let them tell their mates and get them down, and let's create a real family atmosphere. Because my perspective was that Kieran sort of made Cobham feel like a rugby family.
Absolutely. I'll be bringing my 3, and they can watch me play. 20 minutes maybe. We'll see. I'll chat to the skipper and see how we get on. So lads, listen, I think we're really looking forward to Saturday for all sorts of reasons, to give the big man a big salute, and we can't wait for it. So Mark, thanks very much for dialing in. Best of luck. I won't say good luck on Saturday. I'll just say play well.
Yeah, like I said, guys, it's a real privilege to be asked. So hopefully this will be a long-standing event for many years. Thanks again, and we're so looking forward to it. And roll on Saturday. And thanks for inviting me again on the podcast. It's an amazing thing. And remember, we have agreed that one day you will come to London Irish, and I'll get a few ex-pros and likewise down to do a podcast. So you'll be welcome with us anytime.
Can't wait. Brilliant. Yes, please. We'll take you up on that. And Kenny, Craig, we'll see you Saturday. Any parting words of wisdom for the thousands of listeners?
Jenny.
Run forward, pass backward. If you're on the floor, you are the floor.
That is so brilliant and absolutely true.
I'm just typing that on our WhatsApp group now.
The floor seems to have elbows on, when Sneedy's on it.
Sneedy, don't charge his own penalties.
No tap and goes, Craig.
Brilliant. See you later, guys.
Thanks
again.
Thanks, Chance. Thanks very much. See you Saturday.
Oh, I can't wait. Right, really looking forward to it. To the big man. Right. How about, whilst we wait for Blissy to dial in from wherever he is, International Man of Mystery, shall we do the quick Cobham review?
Yeah, sure.
You might need to sing it.
I do. The Cobham review.
There we go.
The Cobham Under 11 girls. First up, the girls played against Cobham. Cobham.
I think it's pronounced Cobham.
Well, it's got a ch. But Cobham. Some excellent play from an improving group of players. Rosie Davey is stepping up in a leadership. That's the complete opposite to the other Davey I know. That is the polar opposite. And her defense, so stepping up in leadership in her defense with some big hits, and she has the pocket rocket aside her in the Grimmer twins.
Oh, brilliant.
And Louisa. I think the under 11s remain undefeated this season.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
Well done. Well done, ladies. Fantastic. Under 12 girls combined with Cobham to play their Surrey Cup game against Barnes. Barnes came with the tag of being the form team of the tournament and didn't disappoint. The coach's decision to play the home game to Cobham rather than Cobham in the hope that E3 Roadworks might put them off their stride didn't work. With greater rugby maturity, Barnes outplayed the Cobham team. However, we scored 3 tries and never gave up. So a shout out for captain Effie Smith. And next up for the under 12s is Farnham this Sunday for round 4 of the Cup.
Why don't you do the under 12 boys?
I'll do, yeah, that's fine. So under 12 boys hit the dreaded. Is that player really the right age phase that Cobham team seems to have to endure between 12 and 14? The Eagles went down 4-1 to a London Irish A team with giant twins. The Griffins lost 2-8 to an old Ruts team. The A team in Tier 2 with 2 similarly oversized players.
Ding!
And our Lions enjoyed a really constructive round robin festival at wonderful hosts Battersea Ironsides. And our focus this week will be on chicken breasts, steak and fertiliser. That's excellent.
That would be a good segue to Ewan's emails. I don't know, but I'll go on to the under 13 boys. We'll talk about that in a bit. So the under 13 boys had a belter of a day. The Tigers won 3-2 against Weybridge Vandals. After a sluggish start, they came back to win against a very committed opposition as opposed to a very large opposition. Tries from Thomas Dorman, Sean Okagbaye and Ryan Dent.
Well done, lads.
The Lions won 6-4. That must have been an exciting game against Dorking with a great performance. Tries from Ben Sharples, Piers Polidorio. 2 weeks in a row, Piers getting a shout out. And then 2 tries apiece for Oscar Emmett and Jack Pridmore, one of which was a stunning finish.
Talk us through it.
I don't know.
Don't leave us hanging with these
they
sorts
just tell us. I mean, people stood still on the field, fell over. They were stunned.
Yeah.
The Leopards could have been mistaken for the Harlem Globetrotters. Hopefully they kept passing backwards though, not just like netball style, and bounced the ball on the ground. Alive brilliantly in an 8-2 win at Effingham and Leatherhead. Spelling error there from Jeff Alex.
It's the past tense.
Yeah, Leatherhead. Current tense, Leatherhead. Future tense, Leatherhoed. Combined with Guildfordians. Tries from Max Sneed ×3, hashtag hat-trick hero.
Well done, Max.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, he's
just across
over
the
there.
way. Yeah. Amare Ogunleye. And that's he scored last week as well.
He did.
So that's brilliant. 2 tries for him. George Taylor, Tom Matheson, and Josh Andreas. So loads of tries there for the Leopards. That's fantastic.
Well done, chaps. Under 14 girls lost an awesome game, 12-25. Doesn't say who it was against. After a slow start that saw them 10 points down. But from then on, there was very little between the teams. Kira, a very worthy player of the match.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, you go.
And so the under 14 boys played 3rd round of the Waterfall Cup against a good Guildford side. Cobham started strong, great line speed and some creative play, and it continued to chalk up a good win for Cobham, 47-12. That's loads. Well done. 3 from 3 for the under 14 boys in the Waterfall Cup.
That's fantastic.
And the next week we are up against Farnham, same as the under 12 girls as well. So under 14 boys, keep it going.
That's fantastic. The under 14 girls were at Wimbledon away. Mick, I just went to last week's pod and
check you out.
Yeah,
Dear.
I know.
Yeah,
resourceful. 14, 15. There we go. Cobham under-15 boys. On a bright morning, Cobham under-15 boys lined up against a new and yet-to-be-played opposition, Wimbledon RFC.
Intriguing.
Very. Like the sunshine on display, Cobham started brightly, scoring first after running through some well-practiced rugby. Wimbledon struck back quickly due to some outstanding and very quick thinking in hands. This shook the foundation of Cobham, and unfortunately Cobham didn't really have anything to counter with, and the game became a new life lesson for the boys.
Awesome.
There was such a build-up there with, it's really poetic, and then there's more. Through a plethora of bad decisions, handling errors, slow ball and shoddy tackling, the coach is really sticking the boot in.
They are, I bet. Who's this? Under 15?
Yeah, Cobham.
Okay.
Cobham allowed Wimbledon to boss the game. Cobham did fight back in the second half, scoring 2 more tries, but by that point, Wimbledon had an unattainable lead, finishing the game 1938 better off. Wimbledon showed Cobham the type of rugby we have been attaining. We've been...
Aspiring,
that's a better word. To during our training sessions and have seen glimpses of in past games. So a little bit of a work on for the under-15 boys, but the coaches appear motivated.
if only to get some spelling and grammar lessons as well.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. There's the that's the carrot and the stick.
Awesome. Under 16 girls went away to Hove in what was a friendly. That's a bit of a way to go for a friendly.
That's what we spoke about that last week. It's quite a drive, yeah.
Very physical game for our girls. Sadly, they were well beaten in the end. Oh, chuck us the score, guys. Drop us a wee note on the cobhampod@gmail.com with the score next time for the under 16 girls.
Or just send a message to Diff Alex.
This is it. And then shall I finish with the...
Well, if your name is Blissy,
that's fine, he's not here. And finally, the under 16 boys had a convincing win over OC's 46-17.
Wow.
That's another 40-pointer. Going undefeated in their group. Some great backs play, moving the ball from one side to the other. All right. So well done. Now, Producer Mark, I'm having a look at our televisual device, and either and either Craig is hanging on purpose, or he just can't operate technology. My guess, given his army background, is he can't operate technology. But Craig, are you still there?
I'm enjoying the show. It's difficult to catch up when it's live.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, when it's recording, because busy lifestyle. But sitting here and listening to it live is just adding to the excitement, because anything could happen.
It could, and it often does.
Yeah. The Cub pot.
I see that Duncan hasn't got a glass in front of him, so there's a limit to what could possibly go. Oh, actually,
yeah,
it could go. I'll be wrong. Quite really quick, easily. But
I'm hoping to get DOTD.
I'm a tech wizard, I'll have you know.
Okay.
My sailor friend.
Nice, good man.
I can tell because he hasn't gone on mute once.
Yeah. Well, tell me this, Craig. Did you happen upon the first 15 game at the weekend?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched the second half.
Nice. Go on.
Did you go to Battersea?
No, it was Cobham, because Battersea was rained off.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. To
be fair, I'm going to give my opinion.
Please.
Battersea. The score line at the end was flattering to Battersea, because the second half was very 50-50, and some of the Cobham lads, some of the forwards were smashing hard straight lines through, and occasionally when the backs got moving, they were really convincing, and it only went wrong because trying too hard to catch up with some points. But I think was it 1 try or 2 tries in the second half for Cobham, but they were well worked. Porter and Murph and Ollie Fielding stood out as forwards, taking it forward and taking them on, fronting them up. And occasionally, when the backs got moving, they were fast and slick, but just trying too hard. And occasionally, things would go slightly wrong, which allowed Battersea to turn defence into attack.
What was it? Was it forcing the last pass or something, Craig? Something that obviously you and I are used to.
Forcing passes, or you know what it's like when you get close to the try line and you stretch for the try line and you don't quite make it.
Guilty, Your Honour. Yeah.
But at least you kept hold of the ball. Fielding was through and a scoring chance, but as he stretched, somehow it was like a bar of soap. Instead of it going downwards to the line, it popped up. Maybe I think he was squeezing it too tight. But he was an inch from the line when that didn't go over.
Both Fielding and Porter, friends of the pod.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a good game to watch. I mean, the last Battersea game, which was at Cobham as well, because it was the Cobham home game against Battersea. Battersea were really slick, and there was nothing Cobham could do about it. But this week, second half, Cobham were pretty much in the game.
They look like a top of the table side, Craig.
Not as much this time as last time. Last time they were really fast and really slick, defence into attack and side to side really quickly. This week, not so much. I think it was getting disrupted. So there was some good tackling coming in, and I don't think maybe they had a couple of players missing compared to last time, but they were not as slick as the first visit.
Now, did you see Blissy's? Because Blissy isn't here, so we can talk all we want about him. Did you see Blissy's attempted tap and goal?
Was that Blissy?
No,
that was a second team. You go.
I'm going to defend on this. Effectively, the referee gave a free kick to them on the account that he dummied a penalty, a tap and go. He didn't dummy a tap and go. His foot was behind it, and as soon as he twitched, the opposition took 2 yards. So they were 2 yards out of 5 towards him, so he just stopped. So the referee said it was a dummy, and it wasn't a dummy. And I think Blissy might even think it was a dummy, but as far as I could see, I saw him move his leg towards the ball. They took some 2 yards of the 5 out straight away before he even touched it, and the referee didn't see that particular point.
I'll stick the knife in because last week he was bragging that's what he does.
Yeah. Anyway, well, to be fair, you can't do that, can you? So why would he brag that he does that? Because it's stupid to do it. But they took 2 yards before he even touched the ball. If he'd have touched the ball and picked it up, by the time he stood up straight, they would have been tackling him where he took the tap.
Okay, and you said they were quick. Were they Charlie quick or not quite as quick?
Off the line?
Were the Battersea players Charlie quick or not quite that quick?
Are we talking about Blissy's tap?
No. I'm talking about the Battersea players. You said they were quite slick and they were quick in the backs, but were they as quick as your lad Charlie or not?
No.
Charlie, he's so fast. I remember when he first started coming down to Wednesday touch, all I wanted to do was catch him. It's just not going
to happen, Duncan.
It was like a dog chasing like a firefly or something. I just like it was just, and now he's big. Now I don't want to catch him.
No, he's something. He's something. Craig, where's Charlie again? I know we spoke about him last week.
Reading Rams, Charlie plays that.
Great. Hello, Charlie. Hopefully, is he coming down Saturday? Get a chance, or is he playing?
He's playing at Reading against Sale, not the Sale. There's more than one team in Sale, but he's playing the National 1 Sale team on Saturday. So fighting for it's between their team and Chinner at this point to find out which team will go up by the end of the season. And effectively, they've got to win every game and a bonus point because Chinner will probably win every game and a bonus point, and it's just a case of who's going to drop a bonus point between now and the last 6 games of the season.
It's a sprint. Wow.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. Stressful.
So I'm just reading the last little bits from the first 15 review, which says, Craig, I think you called it right. The scoreline may have flattered for the other squad. We won the second half 19-17, which is a terrible argument to make, but it just shows you that there's still plenty of fight in the old dog yet.
Last try and win the drinking.
Last try and win the drinking. Thank you. All still in our hands, which is good. Do you know what was quite good though? So, Craig, have you managed a game? I know Sneedy and I have managed a game for the twos. Have you managed a game for the twos this year?
Not this season. No, I've been a bit off.
Craig, have you and I have played for the twos at the start of the season? No.
A game for the twos this year. I think I've only played for the Vets this year.
38-0 against Sutton and Epsom. And we are second in the league. So we got Farnham are sitting there on 69 points. And Cobham, they are 53, and it's a little bit close. There's kind of 53, 51, 49, but there's a good chance of getting second, which would be, for the twos, would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's not like a mirror league. It's a bit of a mixed league, that second league, right? It's not the exact same teams as the ones.
Yeah, got it. Can we, before I... Go on, let's jump on to a big date for everyone's diaries. So Saturday, the 6th of April, the end of season awards up at the club. Black tie do, sit down dinner, 3-course meal. Bring your
better halves.
What?
Bring your better half is the mood music that's going out. I've got guests coming from Scotland. I think we're going to dress up and come along for a laugh.
Yeah, I'll have to be alone. Mrs. Duncan will be recovering.
Okay, got it. And so that's I can't wait for that. That'll be mega. Now we do have.
Me neither.
My laptop is struggling under the weight of a singular letter that we've got in the mailbag. And Craig, I would love to get your chat on this. So, does the panel have views on the use of supplements and steroids in the amateur game, in particular the youth game? Are they a problem? Should the club be proactive in educating our players in an environment where some social media channels seem to glamorise and signpost access to supplements and steroids?
I'll start, being South African. I'd say that there is... Because rugby is quite competitive, even at a schoolboy level in SA, there's a lot of pressure on you to get big and to bulk up and to have as much aggression as you can. So I think in an environment like that, and in a country where it's a little bit like the Wild West, a lot of the players don't necessarily fear consequences. And so it's quite rife in the junior game. And, as much as they'll deny it and the boys that go to Craven Week probably will be clean as. But I think, there is a pressure thing to it. And I think what our responsibility is, taking our kids through the mini section and getting them up into the senior ranks is that, trying to manage that pressure. That we talk about this every week about, the other team were bigger and we need to feed them more and stuff, and it's not necessarily about that. Some of the talking of big, the Gruffalos just joined us. Blissy, I don't know if you heard that. Mick will give you a top up in a second, but we talk about the other teams in the junior section being bigger than us, and you say that, and you think about the Springboks, right? That are supposed to be this absolutely mammoth team, and when they played England in the semi-final, the English pack weighed more than the South African pack. The two wingers were 5'7" and 5'8". So, it's rugby is a game for all shapes and sizes, and that's what we've got to engender. We can't, put pressure on our boys to be the biggest lumps of meat possible.
Ironically, is one of them not now banned for 4 years for?
No. In course, he's just come back from a ban.
Yeah.
It was the fly half Elton Yankees.
Yankees.
He's a bit of a liability anyway. But so he's just been banned for 4 years. So there are consequences happening now. It surprises me how few and far between players are getting caught doping. I don't know what the testing regimes are like, but Mick, you want to tell Blissy what the...
Blissy, my laptop is groaning under the weight of a singular email talking about our supplements and steroids in the amateur game, in particular the youth game, a problem.
I mean, it's one of those ones, isn't it, I guess? Hello, by the way.
Hello.
Everyone.
Hello, pal.
I hope everyone's been lovely. Hi, Mark. Podfather Sneed, sorry for tardiness. But yeah, I think a good thing about we can speak to our good friend Richard Nunn about this, who kind of headed up the RFU's anti-doping initiative, I guess, for quite a long time.
Well, that's the last time I did in the change rooms with Nanny.
Yeah, if a positive case is identified and found, then kind of it's seen as a pretty big deal. So I guess kind of that in and of itself is sort of a sign that steroids and other supplements kind of, if they are in the game, they're not sort of like so widespread that if teams are tested, people just come up with them. I know kind of very, very briefly, well, kind of pretty vaguely that I think the Welsh Rugby Union had kind of a bit of a scare or kind of a bit of a concern that more people than should have been were kind of, you know, testing positive or were kind of were being suspected testing positive, and that was going to kind of bleed through into the professional game for quite a while. I know kind of when I was in school, there were some kind of fairly high-profile cases of boys testing positive for various supplements. But as far as kind of the grassroots game is concerned, you know, it's pretty obvious kind of walking around gyms and things, I think everyone can agree. If someone there is on steroids, they stand out. Like, it's pretty clear. And I think the kind of same goes on a rugby field, really. Kind of, if someone suddenly turns up who you've not seen that club before, hasn't really been going to kind of see them on the circuit, and they're absolutely kind of vast whilst also being kind of surprisingly quick and strangely aggressive the whole time. Like, they are quite obvious.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there will definitely be people, and any doping regime, be it kind of, you know, grassroots rugby, like level 9, 8, 7 of England, or the Olympics, like, unfortunately, the drugs will always be ahead of the regime, just by dint. So,
and Craig,
I mean,
for you, mate.
Long story short, I don't think it's a massive problem, but I think that it's, by the fact that it's a physical sport, there will always be a presence.
Yeah. Craig, now, you and I are of an age where the only supplements that we're having are glucosamine sulfate for our joints, but...
Statins.
A Barocca. A Barocca.
What's your take? Because you've been around the block. You've done your time in the military and the police and others, right? What's your take on it?
No, I mean, my particular point is, you know, if you're talking about the youth game, you know, the youth game, I think from your the Cobham review, I mean, it's quite clear, having had a small child going through the youth system who remained small for years and years and years, whilst other boys looked like 18-year-olds aged 12. Difficult enough anyway for the boys that going through youth to actually have any kind of level playing field, because I mean, Charlie was 5'2" until he was 19 or something, and then he suddenly grew a whole load of inches. But I mean, maybe not that long, but it made it difficult it's difficult to play a small 12-year-old against a fully matured 12-year-old. You know, I mean, we were coming back to lads in September, a foot taller, with beards, showing off because they had beards. And it's difficult to create a level playing field in the English, in the RFU, the way we do it here anyway. So it suddenly creates a massive disparity in who gets the better coaching, because coaches want to win games, so coaches pick big boys. And then the big boys get coached by better coaches in development programs. And then the big boys in the development programs who catch on, they go off to play for counties or England representative clubs and what have you, and so forth. So it's difficult to keep the smaller ones in the game. It's like Duncan said, the South African wingers were 5'7" and 5'9", but of course they're men who stayed in the game. If you could imagine how many other 5'7" and 5'9" dropped out over the years, were really great athletes. And I mean, I'm not so bitter about it, really. I mean, Charlie took a long time to get really back into rugby, having been good until he was 12, and then shunned for 3 or 4 years after that by the counties and what have you. And the steroid point, I mean, the rumours about all the South African players in their teenage years doing a circuit or two of the steroids and then coming off them. It is what it is, and it's always going to happen. It's always going to happen in these kind of sports, because to be a winner in rugby, you need to be big at some point. You need to get the best coaching. I mean, effectively, in rugby, I think we all know, you're not like a tennis player or a golfer or a footballer. You've just got to be big, committed, and prepared to do what it takes to get into the right squads and the right coaching. So it would be good if you could say this sport is completely clean, but it's not going to be, because people are going to, take an advantage where they can. I mean, this week, I think it was this week or last week, Paul Pogba has been banned from football for 4 years for it says a doping offence. Now, I can't imagine it's cocaine. It's probably some kind of supplement. I mean, I could be corrected, but 4 years in football, that's probably going to cost him 80 billion quid.
Nice.
As well, kind of in the world of kind of sports where you don't really kind of hear too much about doping. I think it was Halep from tennis, who's recently had a doping ban taken from 4 years down to 9 on appeal. So kind of, as you say, Craig, you made the point that kind of in any atmosphere, any environment where there can be an advantage gained from a kind of a chemical intervention, and you're prepared to do it, then by all means there will always be people that are there to take that advantage.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think based on the conversation we've just had, I think the answer to the question is yes. We probably do need to do some sort of education with the minis and the cult section at the club to just have the discussion with them, be open and explain what the negatives are, and that we don't the pressure's not coming from us as coaches, and the pressure's not coming from us as a club, and we want to be supportive to those lads. And so I think that would be a really good initiative.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe there's a reason that in some countries in the Southern Hemisphere they go by height and weight and not by age. Just saying, who knows? Yeah,
I mean that would be. I mean, I think to run rugby on a size and weight level, it would be really sensible, and of course it would make it. Obviously, then your bigger lads would learn some skills because they're playing with olders, and your smaller boys might have younger players around them. So then the contact and the injury level can reduce, and skill levels can increase. And I think that's kind of playing on a weight bracket presents a lot of advantages, and I can't see any disadvantages really.
Yeah, I
think just kind of going around the table very quickly, because I think I mean the weight category conversation is outside New Zealand, where they just implement it across the board, has been kicking around quite a few unions in quite a few countries now for a while, and getting louder and louder as kind of concerns about things like head injuries, the concerns about kind of players getting access to more things than earlier, or simply on duty of being bigger. When does that start and when does that finish? Because at one point, the size disparity in rugby has to come in, because you have to learn your position, you get to a senior age. Do you do it from 8 to 12, 8 to 14, 8 to 16 even? 8 to 80. So you literally just go until you play seniors, you're going by weight.
I think they've tried different formulas, haven't they, over the past few years in New Zealand. But lads, listen, we could probably talk about that in the bar on Saturday, but we're going to probably just sum it all up for the Cobham review. Some great work by the minis out and about, some great work by the ones and twos, and very much looking forward to Saturday. So to the guys on the call, hang on for a second, just stay there, but to say thank you very much to Craig, skipper of the Cobham team at Kieran's Memorial Game on Saturday. Thanks, pal. Thanks for coming. Blissy, hang on for a minute as we roll into the Surrey Rugby review.
Am I leaving at this point?
No, Craig, you can stay on. I've got a question for you on the
you can stay on.
Rugby.
You can stay on, Duncan. But to everyone listening, has that been 42 minutes, producer Mark? 44, right. So your delayed service into Waterloo is now arrived. Thanks for thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. This has been I can see you, don't worry. It's been a Mark Murray production. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, producer Sneed, Podfather.
Bye.
Rugby is the winner!